it's really, it's not so orange, it's pinker. It's gorgeous. It's pink and purple and orange. It's like some kind of weird sherbet, stripes, sherbet. All right, packing up. Look at me, almost done before the sun even gets up. I just crossed Hughes Gap Road, which means over the next 4.5 miles, I have 2,200 feet of elevation gain. So it's an up kind of day. Probably take that off. It's gonna be toasty. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna have great views. The plan for me is from where I started today, a 14.5-ish mile day. Hopefully seeing an old relic of a barn turned shelter that's in disrepair, and they're tearing it down instead of repairing it for some crazy reason. It's an iconic location, and I hope it's still standing. You can't camp within 40 feet of it, but you can still camp there. Yeah, I'm just hunched over in my full pack, videotaping the snail, and it's like the best day ever. I was just thinking really hard about my daughter, and I find a little snail friend, and she loves snails. So. Okay, my little snail friend is like northbound on the trail, like not going to the side. Just going up the trail, and I feel a responsibility now that I have to watch to make sure he doesn't get stepped on. But this is going to be I'm not going to make my deadline. I'm not going to get my 1-year AT completion if I'm going at a snail's pace. But no, it's literally going up the trail. NOBO escargot. Just beautiful. What a lovely day. This is Ash Gap. There's flat area for lots of tent sites. And there's supposed to be water, but it's down a pain in the butt type of trail. I think I have enough to get me up to the top of Roan, and hopefully that water, that spring, is actually flowing. Recent reports are mixed. I just went the wrong way for about a quarter mile, but then a quarter mile back, so that was an extra half a mile to my day. And I could see, like, when did this happen? There was a switchback where if you continue walking straight for a few steps, it seemed like you were on the trail, but then you immediately come to the conclusion, I am not on the trail. And I turned around and realizing, oh, it's a switchback. And then proceeded to go back down where I had just come from. And when I got back to that switchback, I did the same thing again, except then I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? So, yeah, I looked up and I saw Tupac and Mama Nita. And without a doubt, the second I saw them, I knew I was going the wrong way because they go northbound. And yet I was still hoping when he said, you're going the wrong way, that he was joking. But he was not. Doing it again. Switchback. Whoop. Go up. Look at this fence. Oh. That's a chunky fence. I like it. Okay, so to care for Roan Mountain, we're trying to avoid invasive species, so they ask that you actually use the brushes on your shoes before and after leaving the area. gosh. Mastodons once grazed here, and I get to walk here. 5.1 more miles to my stopping point. Please let the water be flowing there. I have some water, but not enough. Should be under 4 miles now. One more peak to go. This is Jane Bald, 5,800. We're going to 6,200. I could be wrong about that. That might have been the mountain we did earlier today. That was 6,200. I'm currently on the 0.2 side trail down to Overmountain shelter, which is just tenting for now. But they are demolishing the old shelter. I don't think it's 6 yet, so that's good. A couple hours before it's dark, plenty of time to get my things done. The water comes before the actual place of tenting. Oh, gosh, I hope there's water. Look at that beautiful flow. This is the side trail to Overmountain shelter. I think Chip and Dale have moved in. Let's go see if the privy is functional. Look at that view. Really, really wish they'd make an improved version of this. Here is the privy at Overmountain shelter. Nice view. No respite from bad weather though. It's been bedazzled. That's a first. The view from the privy. They can watch you on the privy. It's the moon rising. There's this big mansion on the hill.